What's up, YouTube? I'm Mike, and today I'm back with another, you know what? I think this is a confession video, is what this is going to be. I'm really honestly disappointed in myself for having to make this confession video this early in the game, but because of the fact that I have already diagnosed what is undoubtedly going to be a problem, I'm going to go ahead and admit it now so that nobody can say shit later, and so that I don't have to deal with a bunch of fucking idiots in the comments section going, hey Mike, you know, I think you might have a problem there. Yes, I have a problem with Trenbolone acetate. It is conclusively determined already. I told you guys, I think in my last video that I shot regarding this topic, that I had discovered that the Trenbolone acetate was highly addictive. It is beyond highly addictive in my body. So I started out with the goal of just trying to replace. I was on a Trenbolone replacement therapy is what I was attempting to do. I had been taking 100 milligrams, I think it's like 105 milligrams of Tren E, and I was stable on that amount of the drug, and that was what I was, that was like the edge of comfort as far as being able to get a lot of the positives from Tren without really any of the negatives. The first negative that I experience when I start running higher doses of Tren is it hammers my sleep. And so, the truth be told, by the time that I really got good and established on 105 milligrams of Tren E per week, I was already having to take 15 milligrams of Zopiclone per night on top of half a milligram of Xanax to be able to go to sleep. When I'm not on that high of dose, and I know that's a low dose of Tren, but if I drop down to like 70 milligrams of Tren, 80 milligrams of Tren E per week, then I require less. I only need like one Zopiclone to go to bed. So I tried 1.5, that worked for a little while, now I'm at 2, sometimes 2.5. So I may have a Zopiclone problem too. But the point is that my intention was to replace about 120 milligrams is what I was targeting, 105 milligrams of Tren E with Tren A. So I started out at 7 milligrams, I started out at 14 milligrams a day, I think is where this debacle began. So that would give me 98 milligrams of Trenbolone. I think that's what I started at. Maybe it was, yeah, it was 14 milligrams per day. And so that lasted about 3 days. And then what started happening is I started bumping up the dose 1 milligram per day, or in this case, now 1 milligram per shot. So I don't recall exactly how long it's been, probably a week and a half or so, maybe 2. I determined that I feel much better psychologically throughout the day pinning Trenbolone acetate in 2 divided shots. So I think I was still on 14 milligrams when I determined that. So I started pinning 7 milligrams at 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 milligrams at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Within 3 or 4 days, that became 8 milligrams in the morning, 8 milligrams in the evening. And then yesterday, or the day before, I think yesterday, I decided to go up to 9, but it's probably like 10. So I've already, the dosage creep basically is happening 1 to 2 times a week. So what started out as me intending to do like 100 milligrams of Tren A per week, now I'm at 20 milligrams a day, which is 140 milligrams of Trenbolone A per week. Now, that's still, to a lot of you, it's like, okay, no big deal. 140 milligrams of Tren Ace is nothing. Like, you know, you could easily go well above that. That's true. 140 milligrams of Tren Ace is nothing in the context of real bodybuilding cycles. The problem is not the total amount of Tren Ace that I'm taking. The problem is how rapidly the dosage creep is occurring. So I started out intending to do 100, and I'm already at 140. So I've already almost, you know, put half of, you know, I've almost already doubled the dose. I'm rapidly gaining on doubling the dose, and there really is no end in sight. What I have discovered that I'm effectively doing is chasing the fire-breathing dragon. I know that's a common thing in the opiate world. They say like the users are always chasing the dragon. They're always constantly trying to recreate that first really good high. Luckily for me, it is exceedingly easy to recreate, to bring back the fire-breathing dragon. which is what I feel like, honestly, when I'm on a sufficiently high dose of Tren, EA, or when the drug is climbing when I'm peak, when it's coming up in my system. I cannot tell you the number of times that I've been in the gym and told my wife that I felt like I was breathing fire, or that I had like venom in my mouth. Like my level of hatred for everyone around me was it's just oozing out of my pores. Every single person I look at in the gym, I just feel like I could literally open my mouth and just spit fire on them. I want to incinerate everyone in the gym. I cannot take it. My aggression in the gym is off the fucking Richter scale. So what I figured out though is that because the come up occurs so quickly on Tren, and I can get to that fire breathing mode within a day or two, that to me, like, that's my favorite thing about Tren. I actually love a lot of the negative side effects that most people don't want to cope with. A lot of the things about Tren that people say makes it a dumpster fire is what I absolutely crave. I love being totally unhinged. I love feeling completely and totally homicidal toward every single person I come into contact with. I love being totally emotionally shut down to the cares, concerns, and worries of anyone around me. I love feeling like that alpha predator to the max, like a sociopathic alpha predator. That's the thing about Tren that I love the most, but I usually only get to have that for a relatively short period of time. Usually when I get that is from weeks about 2 to 4 when I'm coming up on E. That's when I feel it the most. And then by the time the E starts to settle in, the Tren rage has been consistently flowing in my system for 2 weeks that I have done so much damage, and I have pushed the limits within my marriage or with the people around me so much that I'm actually looking forward to a break. When the break comes from Tren E, it doesn't engage my addictive personality. I don't feel the need to just consistently go up on the E. Usually if I decide to increase the E, it will be like 4 weeks later. So I might say, hey babe, I'm gonna do 100 milligrams a week, and then that becomes 200, and then a month later it becomes 300, because I continuously like to get that come up. But when you're jumping up that large of a dose, and when the come up takes that long, eventually the weight of it starts to tug on you. So far with the Tren Ace, I'm having the opposite effect. The come up is so acute, but I flatten out very rapidly too. So I'm only really feeling the come up phase, the fire breathing fucking just venomous breath dragon phase for like 2 to 3 days tops. And then it starts to flatten out again. And so when I know that I can get it right back by adding a couple of milligrams to my pens, it has been thus far impossible for me to control. And so what started out as me intending to do 100 milligrams of Tren A, I'm already up to 140 milligrams of Tren A, and let's see how long that took. So I put my first video out on Tren Ace. Let's see how long it's been. Looks like I produced it on August the 11th. Oh, fuck. So it's been, what is that? 27, August the 11th to August 28th? 17. So in 17 days, my dose has creeped at least 3 or 4 times. In 17 days. Where normally my dose would creep 2 or 3 times over the course of 3 months or more. So we have a very, very rapid dose creep coming up. And like I said in the video, the previous video, all of the familiar signs and symptoms of an addiction are in full swing. I'm looking at my watch at like around 2:30. It's like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? I never, ever feel that way with Xanax. Like maybe there's been a couple of times where I just had a uniquely bad day, and it was like, and usually it's my wife, honestly. I think more often than not, it's been my wife that's like, meh, maybe a Xanax will help. You know, like she wants to see me calm down. There's been a couple of times where like my day was so stressful that you know, I might be thinking about Xanax where otherwise I don't even remember it until I go to do my evening med protocol. That is the total polar opposite with the Tren Ace. When I wake up in the morning, Tren Ace is what gets me out of bed. Like this morning, I was sick. I was on the verge of vomiting. I would have been in the toilet this morning if it was not for the fact that I literally have ondansetron by my bed. So I like worked like 3/4 of a day today because I spent the first couple of hours in bed fighting nausea. I don't know if I ate something or what was going on. I feel much better. I feel much better now. It actually came on last night. I took it on ondansetron before I went to bed. Woke up still with a rotten stomach. I thought I was going to heave. Took another one, and so when I woke up this morning, there was no part of me that wanted to get out of bed. I was basically calling in sick today. I didn't actually call in, but my attitude toward work today was, I'm sick, I'm not getting out of bed until I feel better. And so I didn't get out. I otherwise would have stayed in bed. But not wanting to miss my Tren dose is the thing that got me motivated to get up, get my Tren, get my MK677, get my 8X dose in. None of those things would have happened if I was not on Tren Ace. Tren Ace is the thing that motivated me beyond nausea to the point of vomiting to get out of bed and get my shot. And then by 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm already looking at my watch like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? This is the absolute hallmark of a drug addiction. And I have not ever experienced that with any other steroid compound ever. The closest I've gotten to it is Anavar. Like I said in the previous video, the only reason I think I never abused Anavar is because it hammers my liver. Otherwise, I definitely think that I would have a problem with Anavar. So with the Tren, right now it is causing absolutely zero, to my estimation. My wife's listening, maybe she's gonna chime in. I don't think it's causing me any negative side effects. I have lost no love for my wife, no love for my children. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen the videos I've been posting. My daughter is just in this phase, this arts and crafts phase. She is building and creating things in Minecraft. She's building and creating things with all of these little odds and ends she finds around the house. My wife is just really inspiring her creativity right now, and I've had total patience with her, with my son. The normal Tren side effects, I'm not experiencing. I'm not having any problems with people at work. I'm not having unusual road rage. The only time that I'm ever struggling to control the Tren is in the gym. When I've got the Tren A in my system and I start lifting weights and my strength is ungodly, instantaneously I hate every single person in that entire gym. Somebody help me understand what is going on in the Hispanic world right now. I work out at a gym that is immediately next door to an indoor soccer field. And they have games and practices and training seminars and shit going on over there all the time. And so it is like basically lifting weights immediately next to Mexico. So like 85% of the people who lift at the gym with us are Hispanic. I have zero problem with Hispanic people. Don't get it twisted. I'm not complaining about the soccer or the color of their skin. What I would like to understand though is there some famous Hispanic person who has inspired this new hair trend? Because like of the 85%, like 85% of the total people who go to my gym are Hispanic. And upwards of 80% of them have the same identical haircut. It's like buzzed short right around the ear. It's like faded. They like fade it right, and like it looks like a fucking football helmet is what it looks like. It's faded right around the ear, and then in the back, it's like arched up in like an arch and like a line here. It's like lined in here and up like that. I don't know if surely I'm loud enough that my speaker will get it, my microphone will get it. And every single one of them have it. So it's like, is this a gang thing? Is this like some famous Hispanic singer? Like what inspired this haircut? I cannot understand it for the life of me. And for some reason on the Tren Ace, it just makes me enraged. I cannot stand the look of this haircut. It's making me fucking mental. Somebody make it make sense. Again, it's not the people. The people are perfectly nice. I associate with I was this fucking close to asking one of the guys I talked to on a regular basis the other day, because I'm afraid he's catching me like constantly and just like scowling at his hair. I think a couple of them are starting to figure it out, because I have no ability to hide. Like in the same way that I'm just like totally transparent on YouTube, when I'm out in public, if I hate you, I don't know how to wear a mask anymore. You know, I used to wear what they call the mask of sanity when I would go into public. I was really good at looking normal. I can't do that shit anymore. So I just walk around just fucking laser eyeball, mean mugging the shit out of everybody. So I'll just be I'll be sitting on a bench and like I'll be, usually it's in the mirror. I'll be like staring at the mirror, but sometimes I'll just be looking at a motherfucker. Just hating him. Just right in his face, just hating him. And I'll catch sometimes people look up and they'll like notice like, this motherfucker's just been staring at me for like 30 seconds. And it's nothing about them as people. Nothing. I just can't stand this fucking haircut. This is an example of the shit Trenbolone will do to you. How it will twist up your reality and convince you that there are things that have that should be. What the fuck do I care how somebody cuts their fucking hair? I don't care. The Tren fire-breathing dragon wants to melt every single one of their heads off. I don't know why that is. It's the same thing with like noises. People talked about this a lot. When you're on Tren, noises will make you fucking mental. My wife eats these goddamn almond M&Ms. Almonds have got to be the loudest crunching fucking nuts on planet Earth. If you eat a peanut, I eat peanuts next to her. I can eat mouthfuls of peanuts, she'll barely even hear a crunch. Peanuts are very soft. If you wanted to, you could eat peanuts and nobody would know you were fucking eating them. There is no getting away with eating fucking almonds. And she is crunching these fucking things, and every crunch just feels like it feels like a piece of glass is rupturing inside of my brain. Every crunch just feels like it's just sending electric shocks fucking through my fucking head. And I'm sitting there just like trying to stay composed. If she's chewing on like tortilla chips, any of that shit makes me totally psychopathic on Tren Ace. And so, see here I'm like, there's no side effects. Those are like, that's all that's happening. Usually Tren causes me to disconnect from my family, completely emotionally disconnect from my wife. I usually have, we have marital problems almost every single time I'm coming up on Tren. For some unknowable reason, maybe it's just the dose. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's just the dose is still sufficiently low that it's not really, that I'm not really feeling it as much as I think I am. I'm just feeling these like little tiny come-ups. And so maybe it's just the fact that I'm still sub 200. Because 200 milligrams of Tren E, that's the fucking breaking point for me being able to stay composed. So I may be very quickly getting ready to find out that the only reason I'm getting away with all this dosage creep is because the dose is still sufficiently low that it's not really, all the Tren side effects are not really kicked in yet. Because like I said, generally, if I keep my doses, like if I keep my dose below 100 milligrams, I have no side effects. I just get better aesthetic, better, you know, like I can eat whatever I want without getting fat. I have strength in the gym, not a lot, but better than no Tren. And then as the dose climbs, the symptoms come on. So like right now, I'm not having any night sweats, but I'm having a shit ton of hot flashes at night. My body's temperature regulation is not good. I've been having extreme hypoglycemia problems. I'm having very extreme sexual thoughts. That is finally getting back together. The D game is repaired. I was supposed to go get blood work today to confirm my prolactin and my E2, but I was sick as a dog this morning. I didn't feel like going in. I didn't leave the house today, so I didn't get it done. Hopefully, I'll be able to get that done tomorrow. But I'm just here to admit and be completely transparent that I don't know how long I'm going to get away with this. Right now, my wife is being more understanding than I have ever seen her be with me fucking around with an addictive substance. Because usually that's enough to put her into a panic mode. Why are you not panicking about this?
I just don't have it in me. You're gonna do it anyway.
So far, like while the signs and symptoms of me being addicted to Tren Ace is clearly there,
yeah,
But it really is not causing problems yet.
Nothing major yet.
Yeah.
You're getting some grace because the D game is working itself.
I don't know if you can hear that. She said I'm getting some grace because my D game is back. Yeah, dude, that shit was broke. We were calculating it last night. What did we come up with? Like 3 months it was broke?
Yeah, 3 months.
Now, don't misunderstand. It wasn't like no functional sex for 3 months, but bro, like it was rare. The thing is that like there would be like 3 or 4 days, few days where it would work. Like when I first started knocking the E2 down, like within the first week of me starting to pound the 8X, like we had this like little spurt where it worked really good. I had like a lot of sexual ideation. I was chasing around the house. Things were working. We thought we had it fixed. And then I took some Caber again and boom, shut it down again. So then we figured out, oh my God, my prolactin's crashed. Okay, don't take any more Caber. And I started dosing 8X and things we got better for a little while. And then it would break again. And then I got the Cialis put into the mix, and that seemed to fix it for a few days. And then I stopped taking the 8X, and my gyno came back, and my D game broke again. And so the roller coaster ride has been substantial. And then I think that there was at least a week to a week and a half where it was like I was functional physically, but I couldn't cope mentally. And so it was like everything was performing normally, but I was so afraid that it was going to suddenly stop working the way it had been happening for months prior, that like I would rush everything. Nothing felt connected or it was always like object oriented. Like we just got to both get off before everything falls apart. And that is not the way our sex life is. And so there's so many factors. My beard must be like growing up into my nose. That's why I just keep fucking. I cannot find the hair. Fuck! So yeah, see, like I was saying, no side effects of Tren at what has now become 140 milligrams per week, 20 milligrams per day. I'm sweating into this chair right now. It probably has nothing to do with it. If you are on my Instagram, you will know that I have been nearly saintly around here, despite the very large, copious amounts of Tren. Not large amount, what I was saying. The dosage creep. Our air conditioner basically is not big enough to service this house. We have a 5-ton unit in a 2,800 square foot home. And so in the summer, when the temperature's over 100 degrees, it cannot keep up. Thank God we are warm-natured people anyway. We keep our thermostat set on 75 in the summer, and if it's 75 in here, I'm cold. So like I prefer it to be like 76, 77. The kids don't like that so much, neither does my wife, and so we usually keep it at 75, but our house is not keeping 75. It's more often, it was like 78 or 80 especially my son's room. So we had these guys come out here and try to promise to fix our AC, and they come out here and they leave, and it's supposed to be done, and the temperature just keeps climbing. And it got up over 82 degrees in here, when it wasn't even cooling to 10 degrees below outdoor temperature. So I'm calling this guy like, man, you guys fucked something up and made it actually worse than it was before. And he's like, no, there's nothing we could have done. So I'm laying in bed one night, the night of that they had come out here, and we're sweating and hot. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. It's still 79 degrees in our bedroom, and I start hearing this noise coming out of the vents. It sounds like this weird, like almost like a plastic wrapper or something. And I'm like, what is that noise? And then we heard another noise. I think we actually also have a rat in the fucking attic. But I kept hearing this noise, and I was convinced these fucking assholes had done something stupid. So I got up in the attic at 1:30 in the morning on 2 Zopiclone and 0.5 milligram Ambien, crawling across the rafters, trying not to fall through my goddamn ceiling. And lo and behold, well, first of all, just give you an idea, when I go into the garage and I pull the stairs down, I get hit in the face with what feels like cold air. Okay, this has never happened. Usually, you pull the stairs down, and it's like the air gets sucked up there because it's so hot. No. I felt cold air come out of the attic. So right then and there, I knew something was fucked up. So I go crawling around looking at all this duct work, And I find this duct, I'm not going to get into all what they promised they were going to do, but basically there's a junction box that had multiple ducts coming off of it, and they were going to change that. So I find one of the ducts that's supposed to be going into our bathroom, I think. I don't even remember where it comes from. Actually, it's coming from the unit is where it's coming from. And they just cut it off, and it was just sitting in the attic, blowing cold air just straight into the attic. So the reason all that cold air came out of the stairwell is because there was a duct filling our attic full of cold air that wasn't going into our house. And so I'm up on 2 Zopiclone and half a milligram of Ambien and a whole bunch of Tren, and I'm texting this guy from the attic, losing my shit. Rest assured, I have not paid a dime for this repair. They've been out here twice. So, but I have had the ability to keep it like semi-professional. I had another run-in with this roofing guy who promised to come out here and fix our roof, and he underpromised, and I tore their asses up on a Google review and went off on him in the front yard. But when I say go off, it's not screaming, yelling, cussing, doing something crazy to get yourself arrested. It's just very calmly and controlled, heaving breaths, topless, staring at this guy that might weigh 160 pounds, soaking wet, and just like I don't even know how to explain the way I talk to people. Like, just so aggressively direct in explaining this is all of the ways that you have failed as a human being. You have failed as a professional. These are all the ways that I'm going to go out of my way to fuck your business up because I'm not going to let you treat anybody else the way you just got through treating me. Very direct, cutting them off when they're trying to talk, not taking any of his bullshit. It's just like this controlled assault that is... it's out of control. I mean, it's not out of control. It's what am I trying to say? Like, I'm unhinged, but within control. If that makes any sense. I don't know how to express it. I need to just record every conversation that I have and then just put it on here so you guys can get a feel. Because it seems like every day it's something. So again, the Tren's not working at 140 milligrams. I don't know where this is going to end. I think what's likely to happen, what's probably going to happen is my dosage creep is going to continue, but it's going to like today when I jumped it up, like I haven't felt the fire breathing dragon yet. And so I think that I'm stable enough that I'm going to have to bump it up more than like 2 milligrams a day to get the dragon to come back. So what's probably getting ready to happen is I'm going to make a video in 3 days telling you that I'm at 30 milligrams a day or whatever it takes probably to chase the fire-breathing dragon, because that is the effect that I'm looking for. The only reason I think that I might be able to get this under control is because I'm not a complete idiot, despite being a hopeless addict in a lot of ways. I have already realized that no matter what dose it seems like thus far, there may be a floor. Like it may be when I get to 200 milligrams, that's enough to keep me lit. You can come in here, at all times. But it's possible that if the come up is going to end every 3 days, then I have to just give it up, because I'm literally going to be chasing the dragon like indefinitely until the doses get so high that there's no way to control it. So that is an unfortunate fact of the Tren Ace. Hopefully, here's the bullshit I'm telling myself right now. I'm going to share with you guys so you guys see how my brain works. What I'm telling myself right now is if I keep bringing the dose up so that I have a sustained period of 3 weeks to 4 weeks of the come up effect, then eventually I'll get tired of it, like I do on Tren E, and I'll pull the plug. I won't pull the plug, but I'll level out, and I'll let it stabilize for a while, and then we'll see where we get. The thing that's going to be really conflicting, and I got to hurry up because I'm about to run out of time on this video, is that while I'm coming up on the Tren Ace, I've been pulling down a lot of my other injectables, and I'm starting the first cut that I've been on in almost a year, probably more. It's been over a year, I think, since I've had any kind of calorie restriction. And today I was really restricting myself from eating, and I was fucking starving to death. And that is starting to engage the Trengry. What was she called? The Tren Hangry is coming on in full effect. So we will see how that develops as always, I will be back with regular updates. There's definitely be some content coming out for the $25 group. I tried to start shooting it tonight, and then my daughter walked in, and it was definitely not safe for her ears. So stay tuned for that. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.